doing 5,000 RPM and just over 140 kilometers an hour. Foot on the floor. Little 1.3 liter is screaming. That's a good road for it. Those oil temps are off the chart. Oh god, I hope I don't cook this thing. Hello and welcome to BeamNG.drive. I just thought I'd cover this game off today as another first look, I guess, purely because of a rather large update that the game has received over the past day or so, and that being the Italy map. So yeah, what a map it is indeed as well. And in addition to that, a new vehicle that comes along with it too. So let's go and have a look at this map, shall we? So the map of Italy, you'll see there that there's quite a few little starting points or regions that you can choose to start. I will provide a bit of a drone, I guess, footage of the map before we begin. So you can see here there is a few little towns, there's a runway, there's an airport and whatnot that you can start. I'm going to choose the city of Vecchia, I hope I'm saying that right, and let's go ahead and load the map and take a look. So this is the map itself in all of its glory. Now I've heard this map being described as being better than the map in Forza Fortune Island, I think it was. It's actually quite an expansive map, I must say, and for BeamNG, I think this is probably their largest undertaking when it comes to maps itself. So you'll see here that there's some rather beautiful landscapes, and even just like the aerial views themselves are just really beautiful, and lots of detail obviously on the ground where you'd want it as well. So these images are just taken using the free camera that's available within the game, and the sound effects as well when you're on the ground are pretty cool as well, as you'll hear. So there's quite a few little regions as well. You can see there the airport and the towns here and there. So what I'm doing today is I'm going to take a little drive through this map, on this map, I guess. I won't be able to cover every single area of the map, obviously, but we'll be able to obviously give you a good sort of variety of driving there. Got some highway driving, some twisties up in the country, some switchbacks and hills, what have you. So we'll be doing all of that in this video, in this first look today. You can see a nice little overpass. There's also a nice castle included on the map as well. Very beautiful indeed. So yeah, they've really gone all out with this map. Your PC may have trouble playing it. I know my computer, there's the airport there, and definitely struggles. Well, I wouldn't say struggles, but it's definitely resource intensive from what I can see here. So you do need some fairly good hardware to sort of run this at a reasonable frame rate. But I mean, in its current state, obviously with no AI, no other vehicles, it runs quite well for me. So hopefully you'll have the similar sort of experience. Few more little winding roads here, which we will be driving on in this video, and I really love the sound effects that they put into this as well, as you can hear there, just the landscape sound effects. Okay, so let's go ahead and choose our vehicle. So as part of this update, the Italy update, you've got the Autobello Piccolina, which is basically just a Fiat 100 perhaps, look-alike or pretend. Obviously they're not able to license any vehicles in this game, but I'm choosing here the Piccolina 1.3 liter. This is the slightly upped performance version. It's got side fender flares. It's got a front sway bar, a 1.3 litre engine, front disc brakes, all that sort of jazz. It's been sort of spiced up a little bit with the 1.3 litre engine as well. It's got some nice alloy wheels also. Now it is air cooled, so obviously being BeamNG.drive, you can see there the 1.3 litre engine. Let's go ahead and start this up. Okay, now in this game, obviously I've set the settings up so that the engine's cold. So we'll just let it warm up for a little bit, and we'll just go for a nice little drive through the town and hit the highway, hit the country roads. So yeah, so being an air-cooled engine, it does get hot. It runs quite warm, especially when you're doing hills and high RPM or high load scenarios. So I am driving using the Logitech G27 steering wheel, H shifter and pedal combo with the clutch pedal. So the sounds also in the game are really quite nice, I must say, not only of the landscape but vehicles themselves. They've done a pretty good job. So let's just go ahead and get going. As part of this update as well, they've actually included sounds for cobblestones. Got a bit of backfire there. So yeah, with this model of vehicle, the performance version that I've chosen, you can see the gauge cluster includes a tachometer or rev counter, so that's handy. The bone stock base model version just has a speedometer and fuel gauge and temperature gauge. But yeah, it's obviously, you know, the clutch is modeled. I'm just trying to stall it right here, but it's got a very low first gear. Let's try this hill. I'm going to intentionally stall it, let the clutch out, and there you go. And so you got to clutch in and hit the starter to start her up again, and then balance the clutch as we go. So hoping to make this a fairly clean run. I'm going to give it a bit of stick as well. I'm not going to hold back. Obviously you don't want to cook the engine. Cobblestones. Nice backfires there. You can see the temperature's making its way up on the gauge there. Both the overlay on the right hand side of the screen, little temperature gauge, a little red line there that's climbing. So obviously being BeamNG.drive, it does model engine simulation as well. So if you do overheat the engine, the oil will overheat and then it will start to seize. And that has happened to me with this vehicle, just for testing purposes. Obviously today we just want to go for a nice drive and try not to break down. So air-cooled engines obviously don't have any coolant, so they rely purely on the passage of air to cool them down, and obviously the oil plays a big factor in cooling the engine as well. So the oil is worked very hard in these types of engines because not only it doesn't have to lubricate, but it also the only liquid in the engine basically. So it has to prevent friction and also carry the heat from the engine as well. Anyway, let's see what this thing can do. Got quite a few nice little backfires going there. Just holding the gears through this little switchback. Oops. Just winding her up to the 5,500 RPM red line. Now, because this is a rear engine vehicle as well, you'll find that in the corners the rear end will come out, and being that it has quite skinny tyres, this will happen quite easily as well. So you really have to be prepared to catch it, as it were, when the back slides out. Ooh, that was close. Those of you who haven't played BeamNG.drive before, just be aware that it's very realistic from a physics perspective. As you probably would have seen in that little snippet at the start of this video, the damage modeling in this game is bar none. there's no comparison when it comes to other games out there. I could clip a rock right now and ruin my wheel alignment. I could lose a tire. I could puncture a wheel, or a lot worse. So, well, just looking at that temperature gauge there. So the temperature gauge is just on the left, the little half moon gauge at the top there. You can see the oil temperature is basically in the red. So I'm just going to try and take it easy a little bit now, just so that I don't cook the thing. The thing with these engines is it is better that you keep moving and that you do keep some level of RPMs. I'm not sure if they modeled that in the game, but I have seen the engine actually get warmer when you do stop. So it's actually better to just keep moving at a moderate pace with the RPMs as they are now, in order to try and cool the engine. You'll see there it's already started to cool down. We're back to about 110 degrees Celsius. And now I'm just going to get into it a bit more. Now that we've got a good margin, well, a little margin on our oil temperatures. Just going to go straight here. Just going to gun it in second. And you'll see the temperatures just climbed right back up again. There is a bit of margin on this temperature gauge. I think I'm going to stop here and see if I can give it a bit of a break. You'll see the temperature's come up again. It's approaching 120 degrees. Now when you look in the outside view, the temperature gauge there, you'll see there's a bit of margin still. They're out. One thing this game also models is over-revving the engine. So you can over-rev the engine and you'll get a little indicator on the left-hand side of the screen there. You'll see there's a little pictogram of the vehicle on the far left of the screen. It's actually showing my engine in yellow, so I believe that means that I'm actually doing some damage to it right now. And that's most likely because of the elevated temperatures. So we're going for a nice little drive here in Italy on a very warm summer's day, I would say. Ooh. And there's a bit of undulation in the road here as well, so you've got to be careful. I'm really pushing it here. Really pushing it. So yes, if you do go too far on the engine temps, you will seize the engine. So just be mindful of that. Okay, it looks like we've completed our climb for the moment, so should be heading back down now. I'm just hoping to drive from city to city today, from town to town. And I might have to do a few cuts in the editing because there's quite a lot of road here to cover, so I don't want to make this video too long. So yeah, starting our way back down now through these little switchbacks. Whoa, that was close. So you'll see it does understeer quite a lot. But then when you get on it in the corner, it will actually oversteer as well. These little tires just struggle to maintain traction. I'm really pushing it here. The engine temps are really elevated. I'm surprised this thing's still hanging on. It's a tough little motor, I must say. As much as... Whoa! Might have just overcooked that corner a little bit. Those cliffs look rather hairy. There's no guardrail along here. until you get to this little section. Tiny little shortcut there. Just working my way through these switchbacks a little bit here. Engine temperatures are still elevated, obviously. So yeah, we're coming up to the dam here. Yeah, we've got a bit of margin on our temperatures, oil temp at the moment. So we'll keep her going. That was close. That was close. It's very narrow down here. Okay, I've just been taking it easy a little bit so I could cool the engine, but now that it's cool again, I'm just going to get right back into it. I must say there are many takes for this video because this may look a little bit straightforward, but it's actually quite difficult to drive clean like this without hitting anything. Yeah, it's just, you'll see the outtakes anyway at the end of the video. For those of you with a bit of a destructive streak, feel free to check out the outtakes. Some of those outtakes were a little bit intentional perhaps, but fun nonetheless to show off the damage modeling. It's just amazing to see how quickly you could write off the car. Oh, that was close. Oh God. Nice save there. Stop sign. Gotta stop for those. Oops. Use the clutch. Through a little back road here. Whoa. You'll see there it just said over rev risk on the left hand side. The more you rev the engine into the red line or close to, the more risk there is of causing valve train damage and things like that, which is modeled in this game, by the way. So alright, I'm just going to hang a left here. I'm seeing some signs for some towns, so I'm just going to try and follow them. Just want to go from town to town today without dying. Hang a left here. And continue straight. On the wrong side of the road, mind you. One thing that would be good to put in this game, I guess, would be some AI traffic. Now, I believe you can spawn AI, but of course that is going to affect performance of the map as well. So just barrel right through that intersection. Now, I believe we're coming up to the highway here, the freeway. Yep. Okay, so hang a right here to enter the freeway. Now my oil temp's already elevated, but I'm just going to go for gold here and just see how fast she'll go. And fourth. Alright, we're in top gear now, and foot on the floor. Let's see how fast she'll go. Now my oil temps are in the red already, so hopefully I don't cook the engine before I stop this thing. Doing 5,000 RPM and just over 140 kilometers an hour. Foot on the floor. Little 1.3 liter is screaming. It's a good road for it. Those oil temps are off the chart. Oh God, I hope I don't cook this thing. Don't cook it, don't cook it. Wow, I just blew the rear tire. Okay, I'll take that. If that's all the damage I've got today, I'll definitely take that. So tire damage obviously is modeled as well. And as you can hear now, I've got a nice little puncture. Well, time to stop this thing, I guess, and give it a bit of a break now that we've almost cooked the engine anyway. These little stock tires could not keep up. Just gonna park her here, somewhere here. This is a bus stop. Let's keep going a little bit more. Here will do. Alright, thanks for watching, guys. And if you liked this video, please like it. Please subscribe if you haven't already. And if you want to see more videos of this type in the future, please leave a comment below. Let me know what you think, what you want to see. More than happy to oblige. So oil temps are still in the red there, but you'll see on the gauge and on the outside view that temps are coming down now. Cool. Thanks for watching, everyone. Catch you next time.